Hey everybody, I'm just gonna do the video about the stats thing, the dashboard stats thing. I think a couple of people have been asking how to do this. There's kind of a trick to it. There's a recent review of a guy that just released today, and he kind of describes it a little bit. So I'm going to do it in detail and do it live for you, and then and I'll continue on when I get back, and I'll show how to put the video into the stats mode. The first thing you have to do, you'll see here before you even start going anywhere, you need to connect the 360 app to the camera, to the Ace Pro camera. You have to have either a Garmin account for your watch, which you normally would if you have one of these Garmin. Well, I have the Garmin MK2i dive watch, or if you have the Apple product. So you need to have that account set up before you can actually do this, because what it's going to do is you're going to connect to it, and I'll show you how what it's going to ask you. It's going to ask you to connect to either Garmin or Apple, and it's going to ask you to sign in to that account to access that data from it doesn't really take it from your watch or your phone. It takes it from when your phone syncs up, and then it accesses that data from the account. So that's how it, I think that's how it works, because the gentleman had explained that it doesn't actually come out of your watch unless you have the GPS screen unit, the Ace Pro GPS screen unit, the one that you can buy extra that has a screen you can record from it and stuff, and that has a GPS built in, and it actually live tracks or live downloads the data from that watch. Not on the Garmin or the Apple. So I'm just gonna go with that. I'm gonna flip over because I can't film with the Ace Pro obviously if I'm doing this. So I've got my trusty little, look at that, it's my DJI Action 2, the coolest little thing ever. I love this thing, but it's useless for outdoors. This is called an action cam. It shouldn't be rated as an action cam. Anyways, I've talked about that in the past, but it does have a neat feature. It has a little necklace thing. You just connect, it just sits there, and you can just record. So I'll just put it on record. It only runs for about 45 minutes with the internal memory and the battery. And this thing heats up quite a bit too. So I'm gonna get going on this, and I'll start with the phone app to connect it, and I'll go for a drive. And then I'll come back and I'll go through the dashboard stats thing. Okay, ciao. So I'm gonna get going on this, and I'll start with the phone app to connect it, and I'll go for a drive. And then I'll come back and I'll go through the dashboard stats thing. Okay, ciao. All right, let's connect this. So if you're watching this, I think I'm recording on this. Hopefully I'm getting a good view on this. It's on my collar here. If you can see it, it's, let's point it up a little bit. Okay, so first thing you have to do is start the app up. Now, remember I mentioned the stats. I did find one glitch with the stats app. It uses Bluetooth and wireless with your camera. If you have one of these modules here, I don't know if you can see it on the camera here. This is because I don't have wireless Android Auto in this car. You have to plug it in. So this wireless thing gives me, this module, when I plug it in, it gives me wireless Android Auto. So I can just get in, and it connects to my phone automatically. And the Insta360 app and account does not like that thing. It just goes crazy because it keeps trying to prioritize in terms of who's connecting to what. And that's the problem that I found with this. So the first thing you do is you're going to log on to the app, and it's going to connect to my camera automatically. So what you have to do, I'm going to shut this off. So you have to make sure you go into camera mode, right? So you get into the recording camera mode, if you can see this. There's a camera there, and there you see it, right? So it's pointing this way, so it's live. So you're gonna go up here, you're gonna hit that 3 button, you're gonna make sure that GPS thing is activated. Okay, go back. And we'll show you what it does when you go and when you go and implement the stats, you'll see a different screen than this. You have to go into view video mode to get into that. So I'm going to log off now. We're just going to go for a drive. I don't know if you want. I don't think I can drive that long with this thing on. So, but I'm going to keep recording on that thing. You'll see it on the stats. I just have to make sure I turn my music off because YouTube will flag me again for copyright. So, okay, I'm going to turn on. So now it's recording. You have to do this. You have to activate it on your phone, and you have to record it on via the phone, okay, to do the stats thing. I found this out the hard way. I'm like, why isn't this working? So you can't. I don't think you can, and I tried. It has to have that connection to pull that data. I'm just going to show off this camera here, and okay, I'm on my way back now. I just had to restart my phone. My Pixel phone's been acting really weird. No clue why. But I'm just gonna try this again and see if it's working. So it's connected. It's recording off my phone. It's connected. Blah 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 blah. So hope this works. The first one was not successful because I had to reboot my Pixel phone. Anyways, great phone, but it's not without its problems. Camera on this phone is phenomenal. One of the reasons why I bought the Pixel phone. Not happy about their battery life though, because I burned through phone batteries like crazy, and I was a little disappointed at this phone's battery because it's a relatively small battery for my usage, especially now with this camera. Ooh. Chewing up the battery pretty quickly. Maybe I'll get the new Redmi Note. Anyways, Pixel Phone 8 came out, but I don't think they really made that battery any bigger, not much bigger. I think this is improved on the camera itself again. But anyways, I'm ranting. So let's hope this works. So we're driving back. It's neat. I got some good footage of the sun. Let's see how this performs. So this is at 4K 30 HDR, and the sun is right in my face. And on the screen, it looks like it's picking up some nice footage. So let's see what it's like on the PC. So I guess we'll find out soon enough. Hope this thing works. Ooh, with the stats, because it didn't work because I think my phone screwed up. But we shall see. Yeah, so I'll just rant while I'm driving. I got about a 5-minute drive here. I'll just rant on. This will probably get edited up. I'll just write it down anyways. Am I gonna keep this camera? Likely, probably, yeah. I really like it. I actually, of all my cameras, I'm enjoying using this one more than the other ones. The night modes, it's really what I bought this camera for. And again, you know what? You know, if you're looking for just a daytime camera, shoot action shots and get good stabilization and good quality, stick with the other guys. Stick with the GoPros. Stick with the DJIs. I would push you towards a DJI, to be honest with you. I just can't deal with the whole GoPro heating issue. Not anymore. It's been too long. This should have been taken care of. Oh, that's the other thing too, I never mentioned. So, I've been putting this camera, as you've seen, through hell. Running a lot of footage, nighttime, daytime, whenever. There's been times where this thing gets pretty warm, you know, as all cameras do. Pretty standard. My little, I think I'm still recording here. My little DJI here, dude, this thing gets hot. You can cook it on. You can cook an egg on it. It's brutal, and it'll just crap out once it overheats. So far, I've not seen this Ace Pro overheat, which is interesting, because if I had a GoPro, it probably would have overheated a few times, because GoPro can't seem to sit there and film by itself without moving, okay? And this is the argument a couple of people go, well, as long as you're moving, as long as you're in action, it's fine. Well, wait, no. Why? What if I just want to film, put the camera there and film me? Well, it's not really designed for that. Okay, I won't continue on with that argument. That's just silly. This camera, first generation, if it's so bad, it actually shoots pretty darn good video. Let's be honest. This is not a cheap brand or a cheap made camera. It's a rugged camera. It's built like a tank. You know, it does have its glitches, but it's pretty young as a camera, a new camera in the market. And if you look at the reviews, whether it's put up against a DJI or a GoPro 13 or a GoPro 12, I mean, the differences are really not that bad, if there are those differences, right? Like, we're talking very minimal issues. You know, the soft blur in the face when you're close up. Like, you know, I don't understand this. Like, it is the problem with it, I think, with this camera and a lot of these reviewers is they're just way too many quote unquote expert wannabes who dip their hands in this camera. You know, this camera is not pushed as an expert camera. You know, don't mistaken professional featured camera to a camera that can give you professional quality, right? Two different things. And this camera achieves that quite well. Like, if you look at the slight differences of these cameras, and there's been many times where the other cameras look even worse. So if you look at those slight differences, it's not a bad camera, because at the end of the day, it's footage right out of the camera. I don't have to play around with it. I could make it better. You know, that seems to be DJI and GoPro's excuse. Well, you know, I can, you know, with a little bit of tweaking here, a little bit of tweaking there, it'll look better than your camera. That's not the selling feature of this camera. Like, it's ridiculous to say something like that, because that's making the assumption that everybody who buys this camera knows how to do post edit, which is probably the dumbest thing you can assume, because that's not true at all. Anyways, I'm back. The rent is done. Let me see if this works. All right, driving in. I want to hit my kayak. No. All right. Let's see if this works, and hope I don't have to reset my camera again. Brutal.